Hello.
kuche ijamara de tomuto ugumbale ijamara de tomuto prezode ijamara de tomuto achinosuo ijamara de tomuto akestrakale ijamara de tomuto pesnamane jale ijamara de tomuto kele ba kuiwogo ijamara de tobe kele ba kuiwogo ijamara de tomuto nwanne na nwanne n'ijamara dị tọmụtọ ịnọtentọ n'ibele n'ijamara dị tọmụtọ akwa ibe ekele ijamara dị tọmụtọ ezugbo krọjale ijamara dị tọmụtọ otu ole ijamara dị tọm ibe tobilite n'iwogo ijamara dị tọmụtọ nwanne na nwanne n'ijamara dị tọmụtọ Feliz salió ni jamana de tomuto, oyiye mi o ni jamana de tomuto, oberale ni jamana de tomuto, prasale ni jamana de tomuto, anatradike male ni jamana de tomuto, namo chapi wowo ni jamana de tomuto. Nwanne na nwanne n'ijamara dị tọmụtọ ịnọtentọ ga-amụlabe n'ijamara dị tọmụtọ ọnwụ oke ejide n'ijamara dị tọmụtọ oriri mbụ n'ijamara dị tọmụtọ chimara okele n'ijamara dị aka ekpuchi ọnwa bụ iwogo n'ijamara dị tọmụtọ nwanne na nwanne n'ijamara dị tọmụtọ chọsi ihe na-achọle n'ijamara dị tọmụtọ ọsọ igbo ndule n'ijamara dị tọmụtọ ọra mpedisire n'ijamara dị tọmụtọ obere nwaji akụle n'ijamara dị nwa dị ndebirite n'iwogo n'ijamara dị tọmụtọ nwanne na nwanne n'ijamara dị tọmụtọ Chijuzi igwere n'ijamara dị tọmụtọ baristale n'ijamara dị tọmụtọ dalintrile n'ijamara dị tọmụtọ nna m ochakwa iwogo n'ijamara dị tọmụtọ ọrụ onye ọrịa dịkwa afa kwudo onye ọrịa dịkwa afa kwudo ya bụrụ na ọnwụ nọ na afa ga-apụrịrị na mmanwụ Welcome once again, my dear people of Biafra, and of course my fellow Nigerians. For now, much as we are doing everything possible
to leave that particular federation called Nigeria. But before then, before we finalize it, I will still say to those of my friends who belong there, welcome my fellow Nigerians, but especially my fellow Biafrans. We welcome you once again to our evening broadcast, which always come to you from the satellite station of the Voice of Biafra International. Do not forget that this particular forum is made possible by the concerted effort of the Biafra independent movement vis-a-vis movement for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra. Under the able leadership of Chief Dr. Raf Owazirike, the people's servant, the humble servant of our people, after Ojukwu, the next in command in the philosophy towards Biafra realization. Take it anyhow you leave it, it's quite incontestable that he is the pioneer leader after Ojukwu of this our own Biafra struggle. Any other person, any other group is a mere offshoot of where he started. So today we are going to bring to you very many important issues, more especially where it borders on reconciliation of different group agitators within the Biafran enclave, as well as individuals. We are here to make sure that groups and individuals try as much as possible to bury their individual ambitions for the sake of Biafra, for the sake of our children and our children's children. Because if we continue like this to have discordant tones while having a common mission, common purpose in mind, from now till his kingdom comes, we are going to remain not only disunited, but also the possibility of actualizing Biafra of our dream shall remain a pipe dream. On the strength of this, the three members of the Voice of Biafra International, on the advice of well-meaning Biafrans, have decided this evening to discuss extensively and intensively on the possibility or other possibilities of speaking with one voice to enable us confront a common challenge. Do not forget that this time around in the whole of Biafra land, as well as the entire southern Nigeria, things have fallen apart and the center can no longer hold. Why is it so? Because the federal government, controlled by the APC, has recruited Fulani herdsmen as well as Boko Haram. Even those in prison have been released to be given special training. The reason, the purpose, we quite understand, is for them to be well grounded in the art of warfare and being sent to Biafra land and the whole of southern Nigeria, preparatory to unleashing mayhem on our people. Do not forget that right now, Nigeria is so divided that in the history of that particular flagellant country, it has never been so. Never. More especially, it is now a division, a disunity, a confrontation between the Christians in the majority and the Muslims equally to an extent in the majority. Let us say it is a 50-50 affair, confronting each other. Who wins the battle? Where the tiger, the wounded tiger, and the drunken lion are fighting, only God knows who is going to suffer. Today in Nigeria, the confrontation between the north and south, between the Christians and Muslims, could be likened to a confrontation between a wounded tiger and a drunken lion. You can imagine the scenario. What is happening there is a tragedy of unimaginable dimension. For all we know, heads are going to roll, blood is going to flow. Whose blood? We wouldn't want anybody's blood to flow for us to realize the different ethnic nations of our dream. Do not forget, Nigeria is already going desperate. whether you like it or not. Arewa is a republic in the making. Oduduwa is a republic in the making. And to crown it all, Biafra is equally, and of course, more especially, a nation in the making. For the past 1 week, the Niger Delta, not Niger Delta, please, the Middle Belters who have remained so docile, so unconcerned, living in the dream of one not one destiny, have at last woken up from their medieval slumber. They are now asserting their own right to self-determination by trying to say they are a republic of Takuruku. So, for you to understand now, Nigeria is gone. Whatever remains of the flagelling Nigeria is a mixture of northeast and northwest Nigeria, where today inhabit the Fulanis, those marauders who came from Niger and from Mali, only to come and be with us and cause daily mayhem. For us to put an end to this particular tragedy of a human dimension, we are prepared to balkanize that country, which offers anybody nothing. And we are bold and proud to say it. This is why we are saying, for us to achieve a common purpose, we are prepared and we are willing to come together, to forget our age-old differences, to forget our individual and group differences, and forge a common ground where we shall form a circle, where we shall gather together around a particular table, where we are going to speak with one voice. And once we speak with one voice, we assure our enemies that they can no longer penetrate into our Biafra hinterland. This is why we are gathered here today. We have summoned all the particular groups in this our struggle, from the IPOB-RBL family to Zionists, from Zionists to what I don't know, of course, Massob is one, from Zionists to customary government of Biafra land, from customary government of Biafra land to Biafra Human Rights Initiative under Engineer Dr. Innocent Amadi. From there, even to the Supreme Council of Elders, even to the so-called Ohanese, we are calling everybody to come under the able and strong leadership of the bim-massob family, providing the leadership, philosophy, providing the lead, the light, providing the wherewithal, which is going to make us stand firm amidst threatening infinitude. This is what we are doing, and this is why we have summoned everybody to be part of this evening's program. Tell us your mind, give us your views or your opinion. Whatever you say, we are going to abide by it. Whatever discussions, whatever advice you give to us, we are going to pen everything down, and by tomorrow when it comes, we are going to circulate all the ideas to our numerous listeners, Biafrans generally. It is time for us to speak with one voice. The die is cast. The enemy is penetrating. We cannot again remain divided. We are a member of a particular family. We are members of this particular extended family, let me put it that way. Even though we are of different mothers, all of us are from a single father. This is why we now want to bury the hatchet. This is now we want to forget the foregoing differences in our midst, to say at last we are together. If we fail to do this, the enemy will continue to use each and every one of us. Do not forget that they like creating divisions within a united entity. And when they do this, it becomes an opportunity for them to penetrate our hinterlands, and by so doing, we are set apart. Once we are set apart, the enemy will make a mincemeat of every Biafra. May God forbid. With me right now in this particular program is Ume Maslinos, who is joining us from Lagos. Ume Maslinos, you are welcome to the program.
Okay. Thank you, Oracle. Good evening, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom. It's your brother, Maslinos Ume, joining from Lagos, Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Ume Maslinos, for being punctual all the time, for being regular to our program, and being here to give our people your own mind, their own views, as they are beneficial to all of them. From Lagos, let us move down to Accra, where Uche DG is still holding sway. Uche, are you connected right now? Uche DG, if you are, please say hello to fellow Biafrans.
Yeah, thank you, my able brother Ikenna Ibibio Egonu. I am very grateful to hear from you and all Biafrans. I am Uche Duidi. I based in Ghana at the moment. I'm greeting all Biafran and all the agitating groups of Biafrans. You're welcome in today's edition. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Uche Digi, and heartily we welcome you from long Christmas and New Year holiday. You are welcome back to Accra. You are welcome back to the fold. From Accra, let us come back to Nigeria, move on to Benue State in particular. Of course, the hotbed where everything is happening now, where decisions affecting the Nigerian unity are right now being discussed. There, Uchenna Okeke, before this way. Uchenna Okeke, over to you. Welcome to the program. Hello, Uchenna Okeke, are you with us? Oh, sorry, maybe I put on two systems sometime. Hello, Uchenna Okeke. Are you with us right now on program? It seems I've lost him. So, he was online with us a few minutes ago. I didn't know he has been disconnected. Of course, that is subject to rickety Nigeria's communication problems. Now, gentlemen of the crew, you are aware of the discussions of today, the main topic, the subject matter we have gathered here today for. Unity of purpose. First of all, where did we start in this particular struggle? That's the first thing we have to emphasize on. Where did we start? Who started this particular struggle once again after the 67-70 civil holocaust? Where and when our people were presumed to have been defeated in a battle and all our property, everything we had as human beings confiscated, and the laws and decrees were passed to make sure that we never raise heads again, to make sure that our voices on Biafra was never heard, were never heard again, to make sure that we remain subordinate to the Nigerian oligarchy ever and ever. But somewhere along the line, it took the courage, the boldness of one particular man to re-energize our teeming people, our hungry people, our languishing people, languishing in spirit, even in body. It took the courage of one particular man to stand up again and confronted the power that be, telling them no, enough is enough. If it is death, I am prepared for it. If it is imprisonment, I am prepared for it. Against the advice of his own people, he went ahead and took the bull by the horns. Today, Biafra has become a sing-song in the lips of every child. Today, again, people have capitalized on that particular breakthrough to create confusion in our midst. Because of this particular breakthrough, brought about by a particular courageous individual, many inordinate people have now risen to claim the right to Biafranization. Today we have individuals, today we have groups, mushroom groups springing up here and there. Everybody wants to be a Biafra leader. Today, from customary government to Bilie, from Bilie to what I don't know, whether they say a segment of Massob or so, I don't know. From there to Zion, from Zionists, from Zion, there are many. The question arises, before one man stood up to take the bull by the horns, where we are there. Where we are there. But let us say, everybody has come short of this particular glory. It is time for us now to forget our individual group differences and forge a common purpose for us to realize Biafra, if indeed we mean Biafra. This is the subject of our discussion today. What and what? Where did we start? Where did something go wrong along the line? At what stage in this our struggle did something go wrong? Who caused it? Did the enemy come, or was it an enemy from within? We are going to discuss all these things. And after very many years in this our struggle, where many groups sprang up to claim the ownership, the patrimony of this particular struggle. At the end of it all, despite all promises, where are we? Despite all promises to balkanize Nigeria overnight, to have a battalion of soldiers trying to fight a war overnight, whether 100 men or 300 men, where are we today? Why are we still lingering in our struggle? Why are we still singing and dancing discordantly? This we are here today. Then what efforts must we make to make sure that we forget all these differences and forge ahead as a people? Because if we do this, we are going to, of course, have a lot of advantages over our warring enemies. Today, the herdsmen are there. Every part of Biafra land, herdsmen have penetrated, building castles, building colonies, building ranches. Everywhere they are hiding with their AK-47 provided for them by the Nigerian federal government. Why this is happening, what are our people doing? Only going to churches and speaking in tongues and paying tithes. When the enemies are surrounding us with AK-47, our people are still talking of praying over it. Of course, we are going to pray. But then, the more you pray without acting, finding a way to defend yourself, you are rather subordinating yourself to the dictates of your enemy who can use you as a mincemeat. Something must be done, and that is, we must bury the hatchet. We must bury our individual or group differences. We must bury our inordinate ambitions for us to come back here today and begin to speak with one voice. Those of you who are conversant with the Middle East history, do not forget that during the time of the, what's his name again? Yasser Arafat. Of course, Palestinians were speaking with one voice. But as soon as the man died, Fatah and Hamas, sprang up, and ever since then, it has never been the same for Palestinian unity. Why the Fatah people are here fighting, the Hamas equally from there fighting. Go to Libya, the story is the same. Go to Iraq, the story is the same. Go to Rohingya, the story is the same. Go to Yemen, the same story. Where a nation is in the making and different groups begin to claim superiority, then things have fallen apart. This is a problem we have in Biafra land today. Nobody wants to serve the other. Nobody wants to play a subordinate role. Everybody wants to be a leader. Tell me, customary government in a Biafra we have realized or not? Why not our people forget any other thing that has to do with customary whatever and begin to think of realizing Biafra first under a particular umbrella? Very soon we shall begin to ask our people questions. Having introduced the topic of the day, let us move down now to Lagos. Lagos particularly, where everything happens, where everything starts, where we have bim-massob to tell our people what he knows about this struggle, how he started, somewhere along the line, when things went wrong, what went wrong, and then efforts we must make to make sure we come under one umbrella, under the leadership of Chief Uwazirike, who is the pioneer, principal leader. Take it or leave it. Any other person is merely playing subordinate role. Bim-massob.
Yeah, thank you, Oracle. Fellow dear friends, I welcome you all once again and all our listeners to this all-important broadcast of this night. And I must say a very big thank you to the JLND, Chief Dr. Raf Uwazirike, who has found it very, very important for this very topic to be discussed this night. Because at the stage in which we are right now, it's very, very important for us to understand where we started from. And from there, we then x-ray the journey so far and how we get to where we are today. First of all, I must say, after the 1967-1970 Civil War, many people celebrated the death of Biafra. But like I always say, many of us believe that Biafra is a spirit, and we all know that spirit can never die. Ever since that very year, 1970, it has always been in the hearts of those who were remaining, both those who saw the war and those who were born after the war, who had everything as history or story. Because Biafra is a spirit. That spirit went into very many of us and kept disturbing until one man answered to the call to resurrect its love again. And that one man happened to be Chief Doctor of whom I will say was properly fashioned, groomed, and brought out to present to the people by God through one man again. Jim Chukwemeka Odumegwu. I'll put it this way because at the time when Dr. Afuazuke was released from the prison and was taken straight to the house of Jim Chukwemeka Odumegwu at Enugu by the late Uchechukwu Merije, Senator Uchechukwu Merije, and others who assisted him. At a point, Jim Chukwemeka had to make one statement, and I quote him. Now I can sleep. I can lie down and sleep because I have discovered that I still have people.
Okay, now remember, Stenos, his leadership role is incontestable. Nobody doubts it. Nobody contests the fact that Chief Nwasike is the principal leader in this our struggle. And the question is, at what point did things go wrong? At what point did other groups, individuals begin to spring up, claiming, supremacy or what have you in this our struggle? And then how has it happened?
Let me take it from there. Thank you for the direction. Now, everything was going on smoothly, and no other person talked about it except that one man. Every other person maybe we are just inside their rooms, nothing anything. But the moment Jim Chukwemeka Odumegwu rested in the Lord, every other person started coming, shouting and followership. They all started accusing Chief Dr. Afuazuke of one atrocity or the other in order to gain followership. Why? Because they knew that in Igbo land, once we hear that somebody has embezzled money or somebody has been bribed or any other thing, we see the person as an outcast. And that was why they tried to use distance to gain entrance or to win followership. But I thank God for all what happened. Like it is said that after rain comes rain, after storm comes calm. All those rain has fallen, and now the sun has started shining again. The storm has come and gone, and there is calm now. Because for us to have come up this night to start talking about coming together again, opening doors to all those who fear to come in, I believe there is something behind it, and it is only for the wise to understand that there is something behind this tonight's broadcast. I must put it in here. So every other group started coming up. Immediately, Chukwemeka Odumegwu was no longer there. But one thing I keep asking people, all these people that are coming up now, did any one of them try to approach Chukwemeka Odumegwu where he was alive? And the answer is no. Did any of them take to any of the agenda concerning Biafra? The answer remains no. It was only this one man. So, and he started the whole thing right there in Lagos. When he started, very many people they never took him serious. But today, like he said on the 13th of September last year, during our program at Onitsha, he said the soup is now sweet and everybody wants to be part of it. That is exactly what happened when people discovered that the soup has started tasting very good. Everyone wanted to partake of it. But the most unfortunate thing is that many were mentioning Biafra in their lips, but deep down in their hearts, they were not talking about it. They were only trying to help themselves. looking for who will come to settle them, so that they will become rich overnight, hiding behind the name Biafra. But I thank God for His infinite mercy and wisdom with which King Dr. Afo Wazuike followed the whole thing, that made everything to be at the point where we are today. So that is the thing. Everything, all other groups started coming up after the thing took a record rested in the Lord. So let me rest it there so that others can make their own contribution.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ume Maslinus. Now, talking about where and why things went wrong, let us not forget that at the time Chief Owazike assumed this particular role, he never claimed to be the Biafra leader, but rather the servant of the people to lead us out of the Nigerian stronghold. Of course, the little money members contributed willingly. He was able to utilize it to build this settlement for Biafra war veterans, where they are now with their families enjoying life and then getting monthly salary. Some people who did not understand the intricacies inherent thereto thought that he was making his own personal money, or maybe the estates or the flats he was building belonged to him. They thought, oh, he was accumulating riches, not knowing that that was for Biafra war veterans rather, which even the state governors in Biafra land never did. Because of this, some people's eyes got opened. They said, oh, money is there. And they started using Biafra struggle to make money from the helpless people. This, I think, is one of the reasons, again, why groups gathered, grew, sprang up for them to make money. And of course, they're making that money. Why the main man that took the bull by the horn is still there setting up infrastructure for Biafra government to take off. Look, take a look at what is happening, what here and there, where the bim-massob family has built a lot of structures and putting the helpless people. This is how it's supposed to be. But those who do not understand what revolution or freedom fighting means, they think it's just gathering crowd, motley crowd, collecting money from them, and after making their money, they disappear into thin air. Today, we have forgiven them. What we are saying is, let the prodigal return. Let us work as members of the same family for us to get Biafra of our dream, and for us to withstand the challenges of the herdsmen who are now on our doorsteps. This is what we are saying. Uche Digi, are you there with us online? Before that, let me introduce Sonny.
Yes, I am right here.
Okay, hold on, please. Let me introduce Sonny, who's online now. Sonny, you're welcome to the program. I know Sonny is online. Sonny Emmanuel is online with YBC. Okay, Uche, did you go on, please? Go on. Tell us your mind. Where did things go wrong, and how can we reconcile our differences?
I am much grateful to join this program.
Uche, hold on, please. Uche, service is not clear on side, please. Uche, Digi, service is not clear. Sorry, Uche, Digi, service is not clear. Let me withdraw from you for the time being. And welcome Dr. Chukuma Ekemba, who has just joined us to the program. Dr. Ekemba, you are welcome.
I am well.
Please, Uche, Digi, hold on. Uche, Digi, please, hold on. Could somebody call Uche Digi all to order? Yeah, please, Uche, Digi, hold on. The service is not at all clear from your side. Let us hold you there, or at least better. Dr. Ekemba, you're welcome to the program, please. Hello, Dr. Ekemba, are you there? Oh, sorry, please. The fault is from me here. I put the microphone.
Yes,
okay. Yeah. Okay. We can hear you now.
Are you not hearing me?
Yes, we are getting you clear now.
Thank you.
Yes.
What about me?
Yes, Richard. Please hold on, please. There's a caller online. Hold on, please. Hold on, please.
Hello. Yeah, the call service.
Yeah, hello. Our caller online with number ending 2534. We are right now live on Voice of Biafra International, and we are discussing how we are going to come together. Different groups, different individuals coming together under one particular umbrella for us to be able to withstand a common enemy and then achieve Biafra of our dream. Do you have anything to tell Biafrans who are listening?
My name is Pastor Uche from Wales. So to be together, understanding matters. So when you understand one another, I think things will go through. But where there be suspect, this will not go like that. But I see Biafra as a nation, a united nation. A nation that God will use to impart power, righteousness to other countries. So Biafra is a unique country as a nation of peace. For instance, what we are doing today, the non-violent and non-violent. Many things have been happening to Massob and bearing Massob, but no reaction. We still keep our finger across according to the plan of what we are doing. So Biafra can be together, even in 30 states, 36 states. They can be together without misunderstanding.
Yeah, thank you very much. There's a word you use, understanding, that we can achieve unity through understanding. That is a very good word, that's a very good advice. And we believe Biafrans all over the world listen to this program, have heard you. We need understanding. Without understanding, there is nothing we can do, and that is absolute. Uchenna Okeke from Makedu, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you for making the correction. Finish out. No.
Sorry,
I want to welcome.
was muted, so bear with me.
I want to welcome all Biafrans and all the accused members of the vobi crew. And this is Uchenna Okeke from Makedu.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Uchenna Okeke. Now let me go back to Dr. Gemba because he's very much busy. Tune down the volume of the access, please. There is echoing here. So let us go to Dr. Egemba in London right now, who is very, very busy, but was able to carve out time to be with us briefly. Dr. Egemba, we are discussing right now how did things go wrong in our struggle as to lead to different groups, very many groups, very many ambitious individuals. And since we have tried this and failed, what measures, what steps must we take now to make sure we come together as a group and fight a common cause, realize the Biafra of our dream?
Hello?
Yeah, go on, Dr. Gemba.
Okay, I don't know whether I am, the line is clear enough.
Yeah, it's clear, but somebody is listening to the program same time through his own set. Please, everybody should take their sets with them and tune down the volume of the microphone, please. When you put it on, it's echoing back here. Please check your various backgrounds. Thank you so much. Dr. Gemba, back to you.
Thank you very much. Now, those who knows me or who have followed my activities from the time we founded the Radio Biafra up to the present moment will know that I have directed and will continue to direct all my efforts towards making sure that we sing in from one kinship. All the travel I have made for the past how many years, including the last year, in last January, I know the last year in January and October last year, they are all behind what we can do to come together. Now I am conscious of the fact that we are on air, and the air can be very precious for everybody. Now let me go straight to the point and make it clear. Everybody, or those who knows me, knows that I am not heading any group. I am not loyal to any group. I am not attached to any group within the Biafra family, within the Biafra struggle. But I am for the whole, anything and everything that can be done to make sure that we are taking care of people. Some people will better help me that if I am nowhere and the everywhere, I am nowhere. Fair enough. Those who are somewhere and we still have not achieved anything, I don't know what they will say to that. Now, first and foremost, let me make it absolutely clear, and we know there is nothing I am going to say that is going to be news to anybody. We are in danger and the danger is increasing every day. I want more especially those who are listening in Biafra land and those listening in every nook and corner of this world. We are very good at keeping in touch with our brothers and sisters with our relations with kings and queens back home. Please ask them, what are the situation of things on the ground as of today? How many new faces are they seeing, witnessing, going across our respective market square, village center, junction? How many new people? All of a sudden, you can now see that so-called clear spots are springing up every nook and corner of Tugoland, every nook and corner of Biafra land. Even the remote villages, you will see clear spots. How? What are they doing there? Since when? How many people are they patronizing there? Are they really here to sell suya? That's the question we will ask. You will see them carrying their those they call them those who they carry it on their head, those who mobile shoe repairers. You see them up and down. Then you will be asking yourself, how many shoes, how many people are they repairing their shoes in a day to make a living? They are not there to repair shoes. They are not there to sell clothes. They are not there to sell suya. They are there to gather intelligence. They are there to know the nook and corner of every village, how to get in and how to get out. The route leading to the Igwe's palace. The road leading to the agent of their community. So they want to know who is who within your community. This is going on. They are not ordinary people. Most of them are Boko Haram members that have been released and unleashed on our people. While we are busy quarreling, arguing, meeting, debating, if we will come together and talk as a people, to know, find a way to get what we want. How people are coming behind to take over our land. We will continue to speak and debate to the point that we will not even have a nation to declare Biafra on. We will not have a land to declare Biafra on. We will not have a place to stand. We will not have but we are busy quarreling about the future, but we don't have land and about the future. My Biafran brothers and sisters, brethren, it is not good enough to answer what is a poor Biafra. It is a Biafran here. It is a poor Biafra. It is more Biafran than you. It is not good enough. What we need now is how do we come together? Listen, I am not interested on who is heading which group, who is contributing what, and who is in charge of it. It is not important. If you are a group member, if you belong to a group, ask your leader, what have we achieved? Where are we going? What are the plans to achieve Biafra? Not today, Biafra is coming today, Biafra is coming tomorrow. That is not good enough. We need a plan. And how are we going to coordinate all these plans? If we have 20, 30, 40 groups, and we have 20, 30, 40 plans, it's not going to work. These plans have to come together. If we have to have 3 opposition groups, 3 different directions, 3 different groups doing different things in the name of Biafra, fair enough. It's good, fine. We don't have to be 100% under one roof to make a plan and to move ahead. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Now, if those who want peaceful, non-violence, stay one side. Those who want violence, stay one side. Plan. But we need to coordinate. The problem we are having is that I want to use peaceful means. The person who wants to use violence are seeing me as saboteur, that I am compromising. And those who want peace are seeing those who want violence agitation. They want to take us to another war. Who told you? This has been the problem. So we need to come together. Do their own. Follow that plan. Follow that plan. But we must have a connecting point. That is what is missing. Until we get that connecting point, we will continue to shout until after will come and colonize us. You people see what is happening. The National Security Council is more or less Fulani Community Council or Fulani Security Council. You know what I mean by that? How many other, even Hausa people are within that national committee? Talk less of people from other regions. They are all made up of Fulani people. Have you heard about that in any nation? Where only one ethnic group out of more than 240 or 250 or even 300 constitute the National Security Council of a nation of more than 150 or some say 200 million, 180, it doesn't matter how many. How can one section of the country, one ethnic group out of more than 100, let's put it that way, constitute the National Security Council of a nation? How can it be right when the family and the extended family of the president is all and all, and they are using it again? Now, upon that, you are seeing a group of people calling themselves APC members, so-called civil leaders, going to support the same people who are against us. Now, let me make it clear. Any group, I'm quite sure many people that belong to different groups are listening. Please, go to your leader. When you have your next group meeting, ask questions. What are we doing? What is our direction? Where are we? What are we doing to work together to achieve our aim? How Fulani are behind our back? What are we doing to fight back? If you cannot get answers, if you cannot see your leader eyeball to eyeball and ask a question and get an answer, you don't have a leader. If you have a leader who is a command and controller, who thinks that his idea is the only idea, a leader who thinks that he is higher than God, you don't have a leader. Because in the Igbo nation, I am proud and privileged to be part of. We don't succumb to the idea of one person. If it is mistake, it is God that made the mistake. And God does make mistakes. He created us the way we are because he knows that that is the way we will be our best. We have to argue. We have to quarrel in order to reach a consensus, in order to make progress. And it is the same ethos that has been leading us, that has been sustaining us for more than 500 years, for more than 1,000 years, since time immemorial. Has any nation conquered Igbo nation? No. Have we conquered any nation? No. That's what we are. So, my brother, the time for meeting, talking is over. Let us come together. We have had all Biafran conference, which is named as ADC1 in Ghana in 2016. Right? Now, we need to hold another one. Time has changed. And that meeting needs to be held in Biafra land. Then in that meeting, if you like, call it an all Biafran conference. I don't know if you have any other better idea. Come on. Let us have an all Biafran conference. Every group leader, everybody who is who, come there. Tell us what you want. Tell us how to move forward. Then we will form and agree. Say, okay, do this, these people, do that. But we will coordinate, have a coordinating point that will be able to supervise and coordinate our activities so that we can use it to achieve our aim. If we don't do this, we will continue to debate and have meetings. Remember that there's no one group, no matter how powerful, no matter how sincere you are, the group you are, no matter how good your leader is, there is no one group that is capable of delivering the Biafran dream.
There is one thing that is very, very certain, and I speak in authority of what I have to say now. This division inherent in our midst, apart from coming from within, is being sponsored from without. The reason I'm saying is this. We have it in authority that the Director of State Security Service bought over some of our lead agitators, paid them millions of money, naira, asking them to pretend, while pretending to be fighting for Biafra, they would indirectly be sabotaging all our efforts. We have known them, but because of certain reasons we're talking about reconciliation, we don't want to mention their names. Now, what measures do you think we shall take now to make sure that the Directorate of State Security Services does not penetrate our fortress to buy over our people? After using them, they dump them, of course. They have never used anybody and allow that person to go free. After using anybody, they either chase you away or they kill the person. So, what advice do you have for
thank you very much.
To make sure that it don't happen again?
The simple answer is this: collegiate leadership, committee, and as I said before, that is why we have continued to exist as a people, regardless of all the efforts by the power that be to exterminate us. That we are still in our war and we are not going anywhere.
No, don't take it. Sorry, let me continue so you can follow it up from there. I mean, join the two. Last 2 weeks, I was having a chat with some members of the vobi, this movement of Biafra in Nigeria, where we have some members of the customary government back there in Anambra State. Some of them agreed that we need to come together. I must be sincere with you. They asked me to pave way for them to see Chief Wazike, for them to go and visit him and agree with him to work together. Only one person heading the customary government of Anambra there said no, that he would be the leader, that Wazirike has to come under his auspices before things go rightly. So I could not imagine that. Even some of his members could not imagine why he must say so, even though it is just a late comment in the words or in the word of findings. Now, because of that his refusal, and for the fact he's heading that customary government, that particular meeting with Wazirike was aborted just last week. What for it up for there, please, Dr. Gamba, for the interest of our listeners.
What?
You see, this is the reason why all Biafran conference is important. Meeting with all Biafran people together is important. Now, in that meeting, it will become clear that everybody is neutral. No matter who you are coming there as a delegate, representing whatever body group you are representing within the Biafran family.
Yes,
then that meeting, that conference becomes supreme. Their decision will be final. I don't believe that one person should be able to have the authority to decide for the whole of the Biafran people. If that group is not representing the entire Biafran nation and does have the support of the entire Biafran nation. Remember the way we do our thing all hands. In the village square, we go, if there is anything important thing that needs to be done that is happening within the community, we go to the village square. The chief or of the head of the community will come, along with others, the women and the children and the youth, they will come. the matter that is at stake will be thrown open. It will be discussed widely. Okay, so after this discussion, everybody will have open opportunity to air their view. After that, the elder will retire with some Umada and others to go and make decisions. After that, they will come and say, this is what we decided. Or even then you will have a concurrence to say, yes, that's what we want. If it's not, they will not say, or I will say, no, that's not we agreed. Then they will go back until they find a solution. Therefore, we cannot accept one person or one group saying somewhere and dictating for the entire Biafra nation. No. So we have to hold a meeting and they agree that that meeting, that conference, whatever you call it, should be truthful. Their decision will be final. That anybody who goes against it, then there will be a sanction. Then we will move forward. I will not stay here and say, that I am not going to go to this person or go to that person. Who makes me that authority to decide for the Biafra? That is what is lacking. And that's what we must correct. And what we want to aware, no matter who, I have had the opportunity to meet the Owadiri on several occasions. And I have also the privilege of meeting him. I can even call him and discuss with him one-on-one. He is okay and willing. I have said this time without number that anything that needs to be done, whatever that is required, whatever I am ready. So what is the problem? So what we need to find is those who are not ready. That is the people we need to target. So after meeting, if the chief didn't come, the question will be, why didn't he come? If that person did not come, then the question is, why didn't he come? Then we will make a decision that anybody who did not come, we say that we will regard the person as the enemy of the Biafra people, and we will regard the person as the mole. Now, so answer your question direct, and that is my own personal opinion. Remember, I am not heading any group, but I speak for myself. The only way you will avoid one person being sidelined and that other one side except lawyer, then that person will be used to destabilize us, is to have a collegiate, a committee of leaders. When we have a problem that needs to be solved, we call a committee meeting. This is what is happening. How do we find solution to this problem? That committee will decide it. Remember, that committee is representing different groups, nations and nationalities within Biafra. If that committee agrees, this is what we are agreed, this is what we have agreed. Or then it becomes Bible. We have to go to here. Then, if anything goes wrong, they will still come back to that committee. So, if it is a committee of 10 or 20 or 15 or 9 or 11, by the time you buy one by one, buy all of them, there will be problem. Somebody will somewhere will say no, then we will not. But if we have only one who is regarding himself as a mini god, when something goes wrong, then we will all be in trouble. That is what we are suffering up to today. And we must find a way to stop that. One man leadership don't work in Igbo land. It has not worked. It will not work, and it will never work as long as the Igbo nation I am honored to be part of is concerned. We are a collegiate group of people. We operate on consensus. We operate on all and not on one individual supreme leadership. Supreme leadership don't work in Igbo land. Who are you supreme over? We do not recognize supremacy in Igbo land. I didn't make the law. I was born into it. We have to adopt and agree that there's nothing like a supremacy. Anybody who regards himself as a supreme person in Igbo land, that person is a fool. That person is not a true Igbo son. Anybody who claims supremacy in Igbo land is a fool. He is not a true son of Igbo land. That is what I said. I will say it anytime, anywhere, anywhere. Let the person come and prove me wrong. Igbo people don't believe in supremacy, and that is why we don't have a king. One king all over. You can have Igbo for your community. I have Igbo for my community. Yes. But to one person as a ruler over all Igbo nations, it has not happened, and it will never happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Egamba. I have to say that indeed you have spoken very, very well, and people have heard you. Still remain online with us. We have other questions for you. Professor Ejika is trying to join us from the States of America, but unfortunately, we keep on missing him. Let me now.
Yeah, he has got as well. I would like to get with him.
Okay. I don't know. Uche Digi, is the online very clear now? Uche Digi. Uche, please hold on. I'm coming to you. Uche Digi Accra, is the online clear now? Okay, now hold on, please. Okay, I'll come to you. Let us move down to Japan. Let us give him the benefit of the doubt because it's very early over there. He's still sleeping. Are you online with us? Hello, Udeze. Okay, he's not paying attention. Now, okay. What are your contributions? First of all, hear this. One of the major reasons why we have division in our midst today is that there are foreign sponsors that gather some of our people, telling them to find ways of destabilizing this our struggle. And the purpose is to create a kind of confusion, war in Biafra land, internal warfare in Biafra land. Once this war starts, they will supply arms to this group, they will equally supply arms to this group, exactly as it is happening in Palestine right now between the Hamas and the Fatah. Even though last month, they were able to come together to speak with one voice, or last 2 months. Now, Uchenna Okeke, what do you think, or what are the reasons why we have these problems in our case, and what measures do you think we shall adopt to make sure we come together and work with a common voice of peoples?
Thank you very much for the question. I want to say something before I go direct to that question, and that is this. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, go on, please.
All right. Okay. It's just like the issue of our religion today, Christianity. Jesus Christ is up there, and all of us, we are down here answering one name or the other. This one mounting on top, mounting on.
Check your background. There is a noise coming from somewhere I do not know. It should be for your background. When you talk, that noise.
I can hear you clearly.
Yeah. What I mean, there is noise coming from somewhere. Check your background, please.
Is there sorry, Baba that is calling me on WhatsApp Messenger? I don't know.
Right there. Okay. So please, when such thing comes, you block it because it's starting a lot here. Go on, please.
Okay. So, as all of us answering one name, there is the founder of this church, the GOC of this and GOC of that. Jesus Christ remained who he is. If you like, let all of us divide ourselves and give all manner of names we want. He remains who he is.
Hold on, please. I think we have also another prominent figure here, another prominent Biafran who is trying to join us here. James Achike. I think maybe it's a high profile person here. Yeah, welcome to the program.
Please, can turn the volume high.
Yeah, Uche, okay, hold on, please. Hold on, please. We have a high profile figure here with us. I don't know the description to use, but from my own perspective, as somebody who is James Achike, I think he would rather introduce himself better when he is here. Please, James Achike, you're welcome to our program, Voice of Biafra International, broadcasting live from Germany. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Yeah. I'm listening.
Okay, sir. Please tell us more about you and where you are joining us from right now for Biafrans who are listening to know who you are.
I'm living in Austria, in Vienna.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, you can. I saw Dr. Akike online. I started to join him because I know him very well.
Okay.
Dr. Akike, welcome to the program. This is Dr. Gemba.
Okay, hello, Doc. How are you?
Thank you.
Yeah, and Dr. Peter has been trying to join us from the stairs, but I think there's...
Yeah, I'm trying to get him in as well.
Yeah, please. Okay, bear with us. Let us give Dr. Okeke audience now because this is the first time joining us and it's highly encouraging. Doctor, sir, the struggle for our Biafra actualization is taking long, I can't say long time, but it's becoming very, very complex due to misunderstandings we have in our midst. What do I mean by misunderstandings? We have a lot of factions, groups, each contending, trying to assume supremacy in this our struggle. Individuals in their own inordinate ambition, trying to take over the leadership of Biafra we have not yet realized. We have the customary government that is uncompromising. We have the Zionist movement uncompromising. We have the IPOB RBL that has assumed supremacy of any other thing. Of course, we have the bim-massob family, the pioneer movement, and very many others. Because of this discordant tone, these discordant tones, let me say, we have not been able to find a common ground to fight a common enemy. Just like Dr. Gaba has always said, if we begin to louse over it, fight within ourselves, before we wake up from sleep, we would have lost that particular ground where we shall stand to fight a common enemy. Now, this is a problem we are having. We are here this evening to appraise all these things and possibly find a common ground to working together. Because right now, the herdsmen, the Boko Haram people, they have surrounded the whole of Biafra land, the whole of southern Nigeria. And why this is happening, our people are still delving into rhetoric, conferences, speaking in tongues and what have you. This is the problem we are having, sir. This and more are what we have here this evening. Over to you, sir.
I'm following the events anyway about Nigeria, and you are correct anyway, because we had a lot of groups, but it is not even because of the multitude of Biafran movement groups we have. It's not even the problem. The problem is only because we have not decided to take a common stand. We cannot be many groups, but once you have a common stand, and this we have not reached because we have not till now had a successful conference of all groups. Personally, we have not got it, and until we have it during this conference, then we will all decide completely, okay, we are going to fight as one. And so long we have not got it, we made a lot of attempts to make such a conference to be possible, but it was not possible. Dr. Gemba will bear witness to all these attempts. So the only thing we can do is, as a matter of urgency, if it is possible, just this year, we are going to reach every group. This time, it is not a question of which group is leading. There's no group that is leading anything. Because the Biafra struggle is for everyone. And it is very urgent that we must make a very important and decisive conference this year. We have to organize it. How? I don't know now. But it's necessary that all the groups, all over Biafran strugglers or fighters, we must meet. This is not a question of a video conference. This is a question of personally meet. And then whether we meet in Biafran land or in foreign land, it doesn't even matter. But we must really meet it, and this means we also involve the Igbo youths and other Igbo organizations, okay, in this meeting, because it is so necessary. In this meeting, then we will decide finally to work together on the same aim. And no more this one say I will not be, and this one say I will not be. It's not a question of where one will be. The important thing is to achieve Biafra. And I don't see the reason why all this struggle and competition is going on among the Biafra movement.
Yeah, that is exactly what we are saying. Now the question is this: some time ago in the past, Dr. Gemba and co they had called for the conference in Accra, Ghana, and all the groups were invited. Unfortunately, supremacy tussle made some people not to come. Now, do you think that when we summon this particular conference next in Biafra land or elsewhere, that every group will be prepared to respond? And if any group fails to respond, what measures do you think we should adopt against them?
That conference in Ghana was staged in a short notice for such a range of.
Excuse me, sir. Hold on a bit. Please don't take them back. You can from there join Ejirika to this, because if I pick him from here, I'm going to disconnect everybody.
Yes, I've been trying to join him, but I don't know what is happening.
Okay.
Probably
unless I take a minute to disconnect and then pick him first and then join others, please bear with me. Can I do that?
Okay.
Yes.
Dr. Chike, stay online. Let's see whether it will work that way.
Let me do that way. Let me pick him first and then connect others. Please hold on.
Okay.
Let me see. Okay, I think he should be getting connected by now. Okay, I'm sorry, sir. We are back to the program, and by now he should be connected. I'm able to get him.
I hope mine also there at the moment.
I've lost him again. Hold on. I think he's getting connected. Sir, continue, sir. Why he's getting connected?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I was saying, the Ghana conference would have been okay, but the time given for the meeting for some people it is so short. Because I remember when I was informed about that, it was so snap that a lot of people who would have come could not make an adequate arrangement to be attended, to attend there. But then another thing is this: the people who say that they themselves they should come, that is the people organizing it in Ghana. They didn't do well at all, because it is actually from them that got in front in the first instance. Because the few people who came there, and
Dr. Chike, listen, my brother, we are talking about something that happened 2 years ago. That was gone now. Let us focus on arranging and planning for another one, and learn from the mistake of the first one to make sure that we don't repeat it, and put measures in place to make sure that we don't repeat those mistakes. So let us focus on now and forget about the past.
Okay.
No, it was because he asked me why didn't work. That's why I'm.
In case if we cause a conference and some groups fail to attend, what measures must we adopt against them?
If there's nothing, you know, this is a free will meeting. The only thing is that if it is well arranged, each group will select some people who represent them, and then each group then will see to it that they send their delegates for this conference. I think this is where it matters, and it can only happen if enough chance time is given for the organization. Yeah, and then there will be a lot of information, and then because we have to find another place, the location now where the meeting will hold, and then we inform all the apprentices. We must make it universal. Okay, then and then the aim this time is practical. This is not the theory now. But to practically set up a real movement and for Biafra struggle, and we must also stop this non-violent thing, because the whole situation has even gone beyond non-violence. The Nigerian government is very crude. Therefore, they need a crude answer to start with. But such a thing cannot happen unless we have this conference that I'm now talking about.
Yes, sir.
But then we can only do it if we start in time. And I myself, once it is agreed that the conference should be held, I will inform my group. Everyone will inform his group, and then we will make another meeting to get the feedback with what each group said, whether they are ready or not ready. Then we will see. Then before we make a general meeting where everyone will send his representatives.
Okay, sir.
So
you said something important that we have to an extent set aside this non-violence approach and adopt something violent because of the language of the Nigerian government, and I understand.
Yeah.
Now, look at this, sir. Right now, not that our people don't have the courage to withstand any violent challenges, but the problem is that we do not have the wherewithal to do that. For example, the herdsmen in their numbers killed very many people in Benue State. The Nigerian government is not...
Yes. So sorry, you are the moderator. Sorry, let me come in here.
Okay.
This is radio program. We are on air. We cannot afford to discuss some. There are certain things we can discuss on air. Please. Okay. Whether issue of violence or no violence is not something that we are going to discuss or talk about on air. Okay. So this is the decision when the Biafra people meet together. Them that will take that decision, and the most importantly, whatever decisions they reach, they will put measures in place, and they will put measures in place to checkmate, to do everything possible to make sure that we will achieve it, and to put also measures in place to checkmate people who will sabotage any agreement when the time comes. So please let us forget that and talk on that thing. Thank you.
Okay.
No, Doc, you are correct. You are correct because you are correct because you're on the air now.
Yes, you know why I was saying this, because some time ago, not a week now, the Nigerian police, the IG sent policemen to Benue State to arrest near 7 or 3 persons that fought against the herdsmen. When the herdsmen killed very many people in the hundreds, nobody raised any eyebrow. So these are situations we are trying to avoid because we know Biafra is a target, and any slightest mistake we make now, they are going to run down on us with their military hardware of some sophistications unknown to Africa. So these are the things we are trying to avoid now. So for example, let us let me say, adopt this non-violence until we reach the line of the barricade. This is what we are saying, sir. Go on from there, sir. Thank you.
Just like Dr. Demba said, actually I see it with him too. It's like this. It is in this meeting that we will involve those necessary. We must find out, we can even start now to scout out those rich people who are pro-Biafra.
Dr. you are still going directly there.
Yes.
Let us discuss generally.
When we go to the conference, we sort them out. Yes. But let us work on coming together and finding a reconciliatory ground for everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so what we can do now is to try to see how we will organize this conference, because it's very necessary. How we organize it and where to organize it. So we have to make up a timetable when we indicate to have this conference. And then before that, we have to do the homework. That is organizing it basically from inside. And either each group will inform his group that look at this spot on the ground. Okay, but then they will ask who and who are organizing the conference.
Yes.
This is what we must also find out. Yes. Is it a voice of Biafra that is organizing it, or who? there must be somebody who is organizing it. So that, for example, if I tell my group, I say, look, for example, what of Biafra is trying to organize a worldwide conference, a Biafra conference, yeah. For example, from there now we start.
Exactly, and we have to make it mandatory. We must make it mandatory for every Biafran group to be part and parcel of the conference because something that concerns all of us. These are the measures we must adopt and we mean business. Now, so let me briefly, okay, Uche Digi from Accra, are you still with us online? Uche Digi? No, that is a poor network.
Yes, I'm right here. I'm right here, my brother.
Yeah, please, as you address us, you equally pay attention when I will tell you to hold on due to communication problems. Because when you are just talking without listening, there is a problem. Please, as you talk, you send time, listen. Whenever I interrupt you, that means there is no flow in the conversation and our listeners aren't hearing you. Over to you, Uche Digi. And make it brief, please. Make it very, very brief.
My able brother, thank you once again for giving me this opportunity to speak to my people. Anyway, I'm right now back and well equipped. I believe that my network will never ever disturb anymore. I think you can hear me very clearly.
Yeah, go on, please.
Okay, thank you. And on what we are discussing tonight regarding what have gone wrong and what we're supposed to do. I must tell you the truth and the simple truth with evidence that started from I think 2011 or 2010 through 2011. What I stand on is the solution, and which is what Dr. Egemba and our guest speaker today is also trying to make sure that it is being immunized, because it is very good for we to come together as one family. When the Blame Human Rights Initiative was inviting me to come and join them around 2011, this, that, I tell them, there is one thing I tell them along before they begin to form IPOB, this and that. I tell them that any group of, any family or any man who is able to marry 2 wives is also capable of marrying like 3 wives. This is what I tell them. I tell them for that reason, what we're supposed to do is to go back and conduct our own investigation and know where we have gone wrong or what have gone wrong for we to correct it and then forge ahead as one family. Ojukwu was there, despite all the allegations that was even led against him, but after the Biafrans come together and they unite together and still move on and respect Ojukwu to death. If Dr. Rafo was respected, he can but we would serve him to death. When the allegation of betrayal and saboteurs, eating money, collecting money was going around, I tell them these rumors cannot go because I will never pay and conduct my own investigation. And after conducting my investigation, I tell them all is lie and fake. So what we're supposed to do is to come together and know where we have gone wrong and what have gone wrong. If any person is imposing himself or trying to say that, oh, he is going to stand as this, he is going to stand as that, where is him when even no one cannot be able to mention the word Biafra? Where is he when nobody can be able to mention
Uche, please, let us not shoulder blames right now. What we are talking is the solution. So we know where the problem started. We have set those things aside. What we are asking is, what solutions do we have for us to come together?
The solution, like you said, the Ghana conference that was, I think, tried to hold around 2014. I went to the conference. When I went to the spring test, where the conference was held, and I get a little disappointment because of lack of Japan's attendance. So what I am trying to say is, It is compulsory. Despite those people that was paid to bring confusion because they know that any divided family cannot be able to stand. Because if they are able to divide us, then there will be a confusion for our enemies to take advantage of us. So if we can be able to unite our people, then we can be able to speak with one voice. And once we give any cattle riders in our state, in our place, to move out of the land, they will hear it. They will hear it. They will understand that we are not joking. When I remember when Chief Dr. Raf was
Okay, Uche, hold on, please. Uche, hold on, please. Let me this time around introduce to our audience equally the presence of Dr. Peter Ejike from the States of America. Prof, you're welcome to the program. Yeah, he's right now online with us. Professor Ejike, you're welcome to the program. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome to the program. So,
Good day, Biafra.
Okay, sir. So I will come to you.
Welcome, Dr. Ejike.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Sir, I have to inform you that equally Dr. James Achike is online with us right now, and he has made very wonderful contributions. Similarly, Dr. Egemba. So Uche Diji is talking to us from Accra. Uche, you can please make it very, very brief for us to have the audience of Ejirika, please. Uche Diji, over to you and hold over it.
Okay, my able brother, Dr. Ejirika, you are highly welcome.
Ejirika, not Ejirika, Ejirika.
Okay, Ejirika, my able brother, you are welcome. Good evening from here. So, I'm going to say,
yes, Dr. Ejirika, I'm here. Good evening.
God bless.
Come together.
Nice to meet you.
To continue to preach the word of unity. Is for we to continue to hold on that family that unites us together. Ikembodume Wojuku led the foundation, and his servants continue to carry the light that was given to him, and even the Ikembodume Wojuku's wife continue to support.
Okay.
All the
now, Uche, Uche, we have a lot of speakers online. Holiday, I will come back to you. Please, Uche Okeke in Makodi, bear with us. I will come to you. Let me introduce the topic to Ejirika. I will now take over. You take over from there. Please, Prof. Sir, we are discussing. We are appraising the problems, the cause of divisions we have in this our struggle. But the highlight of it all is that we are looking for a permanent solution, more especially at this time when we have a common enemy. This common enemy is the herdsmen. I call them isn't where they are a kind of body, but in this body there are many. The herdsmen, the Boko Haram people. They are everywhere in Biafra land and in the whole of the southern part of Nigeria, well armed, assisted, sponsored by the Nigerian government. We have it on evidence. But now our people are looking like, there are two lackluster in this particular issue. What steps must we take to make sure we bring all the group agitators together, have a fortified background, and be prepared to withstand the incursions of these marauding enemies?
Thank you.
So this is a topic for the day, sir. Please, before you come in, just briefly, within 2 minutes, let me give Uche Okeke, who has been waiting for us since from Benue State, Makodi, to be precise, to his views. Uche, please take 2 minutes and tell us what you have in mind. Uche Okeke. Okay, we have lost him. Now, sir, you can take it over from there. I have given you the topic of the day.
Thank you, fellow Biafrans. And may God be with you all. My appreciation of the topic of discussion is that there is a threat to life and property of Easterners or of Southerners as a whole. So in order for us to formulate a strategy of addressing this threat, we cannot do it from abroad. That is one of the weakest points that we would have in this case. It has to be done by people at home. They know the terrain, and they know the issues involved. But looking at it from a military standpoint, I would say every person should defend themselves. There is no law against defending yourself. And then the answer to the question of why are you defending yourself? Because I perceive some danger. And what is the danger? The Fulani men have been killing from one city to the other. So it's only a matter of time before they come to me. For that reason, that's why I'm arming myself. So an arrangement should be made for people at home to arm themselves without the support of the government. The government is part of the problem. The government is part of the herdsmen. And I can tell you, those are not herdsmen. Those are trained militia. They are not herdsmen. They were trained in Mali or trained in Sudan.
And the Boko Haram activists that were released and armed and sent to us.
So those are trained military men. Therefore, arm yourself, and then don't go alone. Biafra should advise.
Dr. Let me find here. I'm a little bit uncomfortable with this, in as much as I agree that self-defense is allowed. But if we are going to do it individually, family by family, group by group, village by group, village by village, we will end up having a population that are amassed with weapons, with arms and whatever, and it will be difficult to control. The best way is if we can organize this, we can organize self-defense in a more coherent communal fashion, so that distribution, release, and the management and accountability of whatever process will be properly accounted and coordinated. If not, we will end up in a situation whereby we will have a group of militia communities fighting themselves, individuals and the politicians and the other undesirable elements will convert them into different fashions, and before you know it, we will be fighting among ourselves. That will be more dangerous than what we are talking about now. So it is something that with due respect, we cannot afford to talk and discuss on the air. This is something that I support what you said about running a conference. Then, sometime this year, in the second or the last quarter of the year, to give enough time to plan it and this is so. And we then sit down and talk face to face. It's not something we talk on the airplane. Of course, you know, this is an open platform. Everybody and anybody can listen. So, that's what I want to say. It is something very important, but we cannot afford to do it individually or group by group or family by family or village by village. If not, we will end up solving the problem and creating a more vicious and dangerous problem in the process.
Thank you, Dr. Egemba, for bringing that issue up. The moment you do it in an organized way, the government will step in and call it insurrection. The government will become
right now, many states is doing the same thing. Remember, they have written a letter to the United Nations saying they want their own republic of Katu or so. Of course, they didn't do it violently. They express their own fundamental human right. You know, that's what they have done. So if we gather, because we know the target is Biafra, we might do it in Biafra or somewhere outside Biafra. We can still choose any other West African country. It's not out of place. From Biafra to Accra, APC goes there, Gisco goes there, NKC goes there. All of them, we can run and now raise one particular lawsuit for Sasobe, ferry all these our people to Accra for the social conference. Because if we put the Biafra, the possibility of the federal government stopping the whole place, you know, is there, really. So we have to be very, very cautious and plan very, very well to avoid the sabotage along the line.
Yeah, that is my only objection I have with that suggestion.
But in the meantime, every person should arm themselves, should defend themselves. The first law in heaven is
self-defense.
Self-defense.
Exactly.
Self-defense. They should defend themselves. Then faith in God.
With due respect, you want to introduce American system to us. Where everybody will have to carry arms.
No, excuse me, don't make that also. Excuse me. Not necessary. Even today, the people of Edo State, Edo people have called themselves up that everybody, first and foremost, before we talk of collective defense, that everybody should try and defend themselves individually, first and foremost, because you don't know when they will strike. Yeah, that's what they have said now. Edo people said it and they need business. Likewise, Benue people said it, and first of all, individual, from there we go to the collective. So that's why we support self-defense is nature's eldest law. So it's allowed. Self-defense, not attacking. Self-defense, we are talking about now.
Yes.
Okay.
So there are two approaches to the problem. First is self-defense. Second is organized defense.
Exactly.
So right now, every person should arm themselves, one way or the other, and don't be alone. Advise them not to be alone when they are going through the woods or forest. They should be, in groups, and the groups should be armed. Then, while we are thinking about discussing about how to come up with organized defense, so that would be my own contribution to this problem. So thank you,
Thank you, sir. Okay, sir. Yeah. Now, let me pass this information across. That is to this information is for the interest of Dr. Achike Ejirika and Dr. Achike Ejirika and Edinburgh. And over the weeks, I've been in touch with the leader of the Yoruba Education Command. I'm not saying anything out of place, so I'm expressing my free will. My free will to expression first. So I've been in touch with some members of the Yoruba Education and both at home and the diaspora. Much as we are not taking up arms against the Nigerian state, but they are now pledging cooperation, unalloyed cooperation to this our particular struggle to make sure that a segment of the country does not turn it over to the majority in Nigeria once again. So beyond this hour, I will leave people with their numbers because they are prepared to discuss with each and every one of us in the struggle and for us to find a common ground. That was why yesterday we have this Yoruba activist based in London who was our guest speaker. So that was why she came, and when they called me from Nigeria, the leader of the Yoruba Education Command, he told me that the lady was speaking their voice and that we should reach them or they reach out to us. So I will give you their numbers after this very hour, please. So Dr. Gambaba, to you, we are trying to respond to what you are saying.
Yes, I think we are saying that my only concern is allowing self-defense, of course. If anything coming to somebody coming to attack my village or my family, I will do anything possible within my reach to defend myself and my family. No doubt about that. But what I am concerned and worried about that when it comes to firearms, that's the aspect I'm talking about. Then you know that one is very, very difficult to control also this thing because American system is different whereby it is a law that everybody is allowed to carry arms. So but in our own case we have to be very, very careful. You know what I mean? So that arms don't fall into wrong hands because if you fall into wrong hands, to get it out is difficult.
Yeah, that's very, very true because of all these criminals we have here and there right now. It's true. But I know our parents are very careless with arms. It's going to be controlled. When we talk of arms, we are not attacking anybody, rather for self-defense. For the State Security Service recording what we are saying now, we are talking of self-defense. If anybody attacks us, we have the right to defend ourselves. But the last thing we have to do is to go and attack any innocent person. Let them put us correctly. Not tomorrow they go to talk to and it takes violence. That is it, sir. Okay, now there is one thing again we have to look into in this particular discussion. And let me see. Now, let me also inform this afternoon I had audience. Remember, we are talking of reconciliation. We have had our individual and group differences. We have been offended and we equally offended people. We are now trying to find a common ground because we are faced by a common enemy. So, in this regard, we have been trying to reach out to people here and there to make sure that we all agree. This afternoon, I had a lengthy chat with Chief Owazirike, who pledged his loyalty to this broadcast and to whatever we agree to make sure we speak with common voice. And he made it abundantly clear, let me say unambiguously, that he has never and can never claim leadership of Biafra. Rather, he prefers to be at the background now, offering his own advice. That if we agree on this conference, no doubt about it, he can make available Ojukwu Memorial Library, where if he's to be held in Biafra land, where we can hold it, nobody will interrupt us. He made it abundantly clear. And if it comes to a sponsorship of it, or that he is well prepared for it, for the interest of Biafra and Biafra alone. So that was why he later asked me to inform Dr. Egemba and the Ejika, Dr. Egemba and the Ejika, to give him a call, or he can give a call for us to agree on this. And this information is also for Dr. Achike. So this is the information I'm giving to all of you, please. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you. The information person.
Okay. Now, one thing again is this. Please let me take the next point. Okay. What we have been trying to say is this: why we have this unity, why we need this rather. We have information that the State Security Service is still trying to pick some people in our midst, pay them very, very well for them not to agree to whatever we are going to discuss, especially luring them into 2019 politics. Of course, we agree that we are going to vote if Nigeria will remain the same till then, by then. But our people should not be lured into sabotaging Biafra by accepting money from the Nigerian state. We have to remember that whatever money they give to you or they give to us is money they derive from our own background patrimony. They collect this money from our own various background and use a patrimony sum of it to please us. Let me give you one information. 3 days ago, a week ago, I was reading a particular book on Illuminati. I am not a member of Illuminati anyway, but I was reading something like that for me to know how to operate, because I know the background I'm coming from. Now, what they said is that if you have something with you, no matter what you have, they will do everything possible to divest you of all those things and keep you empty-handed. You become a beggar. That moment they turned you a beggar, they will now take a patrimony, some of that thing they took away from you, and give you back. In the heat of hunger, instead of to die of hunger, you will not be pleased to take that little from them and remain grateful to them. By so doing, you become forever subordinate to them. This is exactly what the Nigerian government is doing. They want to deprive us, the Biafrans, the Igbos, the Southerners, everything we have. Once they deprive us of all this, they now select one person, make him a minister, select this, make this person this, and take only a partly sum of what belongs to us and give to that person. Then we remain subordinate. Tomorrow, when you talk of Biafra coming together, somebody will say, no, let us be one Nigeria, one Nigeria. These are the things, the factors that are hindering our actualizing this Biafra struggle. So please, sirs, we have to look into this matter. Are we going to keep our doors open, or to make sure we fortify everything, to make sure that the federal government does not penetrate to lure some of us out of our struggle? The question is for all of us.
Those who know me will hear that. Since I joined this struggle for Biafra, I made it abundantly clear that I will not put myself forward for any electoral position. I will not seek to put myself. If you hear that Egemba is running for state assembly, for this, for that, for any elected position, tell the person is a lie. So you are not sure what you are talking about. I will not put myself forward. And I am not interested in contesting for any elected position. Now, and this is where coordinating and speaking is one voice comes in. Now, when we come together, when we are operating under a structured atmosphere, it is the group that will elect will select who will go for what. It is the committee, the National Council, that will say, okay, of all the people, this person we will specifically appoint somebody. Okay, go and contest for this position. Go and contest for this position. And do that. Not so the regular people say, no, I want to be president. I want to contest for this. No. Say, no, that's what you want. But that is not what we want. What you want as an individual is different from what we as a collective, as a community, as a nation want from you. You are a servant. I ask a servant. If I am asked to serve, it is in that position I am asked called to serve, I will serve. If I am not happy to serve it, I will get out. I will not be allowed to decide, no, I want to be this. No, it's what we want you to do. That's what you will do. But because of the fact that we have not organized, arranged ourselves to that extent, that is why we have everybody in America from this person got to say, yes, no, it is wrong. And that is something we have to control. Until such a time we can be able to control that, we have not arrived. So, and it is because of that individuality, that that is why it is difficult, it is easy for them to penetrate, divide and rule. Say, take this one, we will take him, give him whatever he wants, and then he will sell out. But if it is we say, no, this is the time who will do this, who will do that, it will change the goal. That is my contribution.
Lesson. After this, there are some.
Okay, so let's hear from please, Professor Jika, let us give Dr. Achike audience, because as we listen to Dr. Gamba in this discourse. Dr. Achike, what do you have to respond to what Dr. Gamba said about the question I asked?
Yeah, I'm on the same principle with Gamba, which means I'm into Biafra struggle not because I'm looking for any future position. I'm not interested. Even if I'm not even interested in any position. My only interest is that the Biafras are free, or otherwise the Igbos are free. This is my only interest, and that's why I'm fighting for it. Okay, but then if it comes to positioning, it's because of this anticipation of future position that makes some people to take I'm living on people are trying to position themselves already in something that is not even yet gone. Yeah? So this is my position. I'm in the same position because if one is not interested in position, then one will fight this in truly and square without any without even expecting any thank you, because it is what we're doing for ourselves and for our own sake.
Okay.
Can I add something?
Yeah, go on.
Dr. Achike said.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Achike, nice to see your face. I've spoken to you a couple of times. Yeah, see what Dr. Achike and Dr. Gamba said is true. Let me give you an example of where that was used. During the civil rights movement in America, I was used as a tool to catch the enemy. How did they do that? Each time, the white racists keep saying they couldn't hire black people because there is nobody that is qualified in Texas. There's nobody that is, the white people would say, we are ready to hire them. We'll be glad to hire them, but we couldn't find a qualified person. Then I was one of those that they selected that should apply for certain petition. So I applied for the petition and I was not selected. Then NWC, which is more like the biting arm of black movement, said, okay, here's an example. Tell me what kind of qualification in business that you want that this guy doesn't have. Yet, was not even called for an interview. And why wasn't he called? Because of reasons. So that is the only way we can use the issue. That's what I understood from what Dr. Egemba said. That is the only way we can use the issue of Biafrans participate in Nigerian politics. We would have to choose the person or people that will participate, but not the person choosing himself. So for those that want to participate in Nigerian politics, you cannot choose yourself. We would have to choose you. That's what I understood from what Dr. Achike said and from what Dr. Egemba said.
Absolutely, that's what I stand for. Yes.
Yes. So whoever wants to participate, tell them you cannot make an individual decision. It has to be a collective decision. We would have to choose you. Haven't looked at your level of integrity. Haven't looked at your character and weighed you generally. And we consider you fit for that position. Then
and we have the right and the power to withdraw the decision at any time.
Yes.
Okay, that's it. Right now, as we are talking, we don't have any particular Biafra-oriented party. Are we going to feed these candidates through the parties in existence already, or are we going to think of having a Biafra-oriented party where we can really control and pick the candidates that matter that will go and fight for us?
Let me help you with that question. Nigeria is trying to introduce the concept of independent candidate. So they could so we could send them as independent candidate. Let's look at first the person, the character of the person. Then later on we will start talking about the platform on which the person will run. Let's now focus on the person that we want to send. We wouldn't want to send somebody like Okoye, someone that calls himself Okoye, who wants to go there and change his party. Or vote for somebody like Ndige. No, we want to vote for people that we can vouch for. People that we know that once they say yes, they mean yes, and when they say no, they mean no. So first, let's focus on the character of the people that we're going to choose if we decide to use this approach.
Now,
so that is my own suggestion.
Now, one thing is there, most of these are ready-made, in parentheses, most of these are ready-made politicians and money bags. They have accumulated much that confiscated our money, our tax money, preparing for 2019. Now, yesterday, I was speaking with one Abia State governorship aspirant, CEO of the Now, while we were discussing, of course, he was laying emphasis on this money politics. Taking one away from the governor of the state, Ayo said, he talks about stomach infrastructure. Now, our people are hungry. When these money bags, politicians bring money and give them, how do we convince our people that this money is their money is stolen and they want to give you patriotism of it, take it and still vote against them? How do we mobilize our people for that? Sorry.
What I would, if you want me to interject my own 2 cents, what I would say is by creating awareness, by holding discussions as we are holding now,
exactly.
And making them to see the evil in selling their people or selling the position of their people, because we've lost a lot of lives. We started losing lives from 1966 to present. So if you want to eat blood money, if you want to make use of blood money, then it's between you and your conscience, and you will answer for it. But other than that, it's difficult to find out what other person has in mind. But we can say something about it, we can prescribe it, but what each individual does is left for that individual.
Okay,
so what go ahead.
Yeah, I want to question there for us to take the last topic for the day, and it's very, very important. So you can round up what you are saying before I introduce it, please, sir.
So what I'm saying in summation is that it depends on the character of the person. Before we use somebody as a bait, like black organizations use me in Texas, they were sure of my character. They were sure that I wasn't going to be a sellout. And they were sure that I was doing it for the general good. And then they decided to use me to apply for those positions so that they would turn me down. And I was turned down, and then it became a court case. So they knew that I would not change. So for us to use someone in that type of position, or politicians in that type of position, we have to make sure that we can vouch for those people.
Exactly.
That's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
Now, the last topic for the day is this. This 2018, Nigeria is trying to conduct a national census. Everybody knows that the Nigerian census has never favored the Igbos. Even though we are in the majority, but the result of every census has always relegated us to the background. It's a conspiracy, everybody knows that. And that is why anytime they are conducting census, they refuse to put their state of origin or local government of origin. They talk of area of residence, whatever it's called. Now, is it not possible, sir? I remember that it's quite possible if the leadership of the Igbo people could organize internal census where we determine the population of the Igbo race home and abroad. Once we equip ourselves with this particular information, we wait for the Nigerian government. Is it not possible that we begin to talk to the leadership of the Igbo society for us to think along this direction, sir?
Moderator, let me ask you the question.
Yes.
What are you going to use such data for? What are you going to use it for?
Yes, the data is for us to know how many we are. So that when the national census comes out, result comes out, we now know how far they have cheated us. It is allowed
you still have not answered my question. See, the problem that I've seen, one little problem I've noticed in our search for Biafra, is that Biafrans want to expect Biafra, but they still want to live in Nigeria. We should disown Nigeria, even if they come with gifts, even if they come with anything. We don't want anything to do with Nigeria anymore. So whatever they design for us presently, we should take it that we are defeated people. We should not challenge it. We should only focus on getting Biafra. Focus on getting Biafra. Forget about their census. Forget about the election. Forget about anything they are doing. Let's focus on Biafra.
That is why we are here to learn from you people. That is why we are here for our people to learn from you people that know better. And that is encouraging, sir. Yes.
Thank you, moderator.
Yeah. Dr. Achike, do you have anything to say to this?
No, because the last speaker had already spoken my mind.
Okay.
Because I was about to say that there's no need. We're not interested in Nigeria, so we are census or no census. But even on account of, I think I saw it in YouTube. The secretary to Igbo Youth Council.
Alibo Foundation.
Not Alibo Foundation. And I think Nyamod also spoke on that topic. He said that they're already making census. They have already started making, the Igbo has already started making census. It is still in process. I saw it in YouTube.
Oh, that's very encouraging. That is good. So
but then not like the last speaker said just now.
Yes.
I'm not interested in we should not interest ourselves with what Nigerians are doing, or even trying to pick up people to represent us in Nigerian politics. Okay. It's only if you wanted to come to Nigeria and as an autonomy region, then one will be thinking in terms of that, yeah. Okay. But if you are facing Biafra cause, then let's face Biafra's cause. If you don't, and we go back to Nigeria.
Yeah,
As
but,
simple as that.
exactly. But such census figure can still help Biafra when we are talking to international community. I believe so. The figure can still help us internally.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, now we are having our brother from Japan, Echezena Udeze, who has always been in the front line in every discussion. Echezena Udeze, we have been on for the past 2 hours. Dr. Ejika from States of America is with us. Dr. Ekamba is there.
I'm hearing everything.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so now, Echezena Udeze, we would want to hear from you. Since you have been listening, make your own contributions, how we come together, how we make sure that we speak with common voice and be able to withstand a common enemy facing us in Biafra land right now.
Okay. Let me start from this very discussion, this last discussion. We have made a lot of mistakes in the past, and we will not continue in making such mistakes. Like what our people are saying that we should back everything about Nigeria. I will say that it's not all that good for us. Let me put it this way. In as much as we are still moving on the street without green passports, we are still part of Nigeria. And we shouldn't be like what they call that they call for meeting and they say that whatever they discuss is okay. And at the end of the day, they went to the meeting and agreed that the vow will be using for sacrifice. And that's how it is. And the vow has no right to change it. That's what has happened to us. In as much as we still remain in Nigeria, bear the name of Nigeria, use the passport of Nigeria, use Nigerian currency, we must play at least a little politics to defend ourselves. Most times, we give our enemy chance how to destroy us. We should play that little politics to defend ourselves. We shouldn't say we doesn't care. For example, let me make this thing very clear. Number one problem of we Igbos is we don't take anything serious. And when we're doing it, we don't do it with wisdom. Now, if you come to the Nigeria election, it doesn't start from Biafra strong. It started from Keko. Igbos are not serious about election. They are not serious about voting. They are not serious about politics. During every election in Nigeria, I have to make this clear. More than 60% people doesn't vote. Only few of us. And that has been a very serious problem. And we concluded in our mind that our vote doesn't count. That's our own conclusion. We don't care that the youth are playing football, the elders are doing whatever they like. At the end of the day, whatever Nigeria's government come out with is what we must accept. Because we rejected voting. So let's not continue in this one mistake. Like, if you bring what the last topic before the topic before this last topic, if you join them together, you see it's complicated. Like in the topic before last this topic, and one of my brother is saying the same thing, that anybody that will go for us in any post, that we will be the one to select him to be a collective effort, not a personal effort, to go for us in any politics. Now, in census, we count ourselves out, but that anything concerning Nigeria, we should focus on only Biafra. When we count ourselves out in census and count ourselves in for somebody who will represent us, you see, it's complicated. What we have to do now is to use what we have to get what we want. This game we need to play this time around. Use what you have to get what you want. This, I used to say this, I'm having this. I said, it is only madman that destroyed his former house without building a new house first. Any normal human being who want to destroy his former house must surely secure a new house before destroying it. If you a tenant, you must rent another new apartment before putting the old one. Even if the new one is worse than the old one, but you must have a landing ground before thinking of flying. If you fly with that and the landing ground, you will fly forever. That landing. Let's correct these mistakes. Again, let me come to the issue of reconstruction and defending our land. It was we have had a lot of experience, and I'm wrong. Let me use Yoruba land as an example. Lagos, when we were in Lagos, around 1991, 92, 93, there's a lot of crisis in Lagos State there when Yoruba people attack us. Most time they attack us in Idumota. When we start running, they carry our goods, they fight us, they wound us, a lot of things happen. So, a particular time, I mean 1992, we decided never to run for anybody anymore. There was a man, a new man who came from America. When he saw what is happening, he said, this is impossible. How can great Igbo people running for Yoruba people? We should stop it. And we announced it into market, with microphone, that every shop should have a machete. If you have a servant, you get them three machete and get your own as their post making for. That's how we do it. Every shop in Idumota. The last time they messed that up, and I will make it that when they strike, if you draw down your rolling door or close your shop, you're going to pay 10,000 and fine. Nobody should close your shop, nobody should close your door. That very last time, the war started they came again. And we fought like mad people. Sometimes they say those are not united. But Igbos are united. But when you get at the Oman will keep selling to that. Like let me use a little thing in this struggle. Let me say something about this struggle. The reason why our people are keeping silent in this struggle that somebody wants to make himself spirit over all the Igbo nation. Nobody wants to stand as the only voice who can speak for Igbos without nobody appointing him. That's why Igbos are keeping silent. Our leaders are keeping silent. Our traditional rulers are keeping silent. That's the key of everything. Igbo people are arrogant. When you give them what belongs to them, they do what you expect them to do. Let me put it this way. When an Igbo man have 5 titles, when you come on a stage and you come you mention only one title, he will donate money for that one title. If you mention 2, you donate for 2. If you mention the whole titles, he will donate money for the whole titles. If you add extra title, he will pay for that extra title. If you don't mention this title at all, you will sit on that seat until that program finished. That is Igbo people. The way you respected them is the way they follow you. The way you treat them, they follow you. The way you recognize them, they follow you. Let me go back to 1992 as I was talking. When this war starts, how does what was the war? This Yoruba people are doing their so-called Eyo, because they always look for a slightly mistake.
Please, our brother, please, you boil it down to measures we have to adopt for reconciliation because we are really running short of time.
That's what I'm coming to. Okay. Please, just give me 1 minute.
Okay, go on. Okay.
That's what I'm coming to.
Okay.
That thing started, the war started that very day. The next morning, before we could understand what is happening, over 40 luxurious buses came from Onitsha. Over 40 luxurious buses landed to Lagos right from Onitsha. carrying Omata boys, boys who are willing to defend Igbo from Onitsha to Lagos State. When they park at Ido Park, the first Yoruba guy who is trying to attack Igbo people that came to market, they strike him dead inside the river and walk around. This war lasted for 2 weeks, and that ends the whole war against Yoruba and Igbo in Lagos State. That one apart. That's to show you that when you make Igbo people, when you bring Igbo people in their position, they do their job. And our traditional rulers know what they're supposed to do when you respect them. So that one apart. Let me come to the reconciliation issue, how we come together. This issue of coming together, I am one of the people who started this issue of coming together in 2015, which we call Unity and Reconciliation Groups and Meetings. We call all manners of groups. That's where I get to know who Wazirike is very well. We invited Mazob, we invited Billy Human Rights, we invited all the groups, and they all came to the concession. They accepted it. When they talk about inviting RBL, most of us are afraid. I told them that I'll take that challenge to prove to the whole world that I have no issue against Nnamdi Kanu or against Biafra. I was shocked the very day I called. I told Biafra to, send my message, drop a kind of message, to call and drop a message. What I hear Nnamdi Kanu saying was shocked in my ear. He said that as far as he's concerned, that there will never be any unity meeting in Biafra struggle. That he heard that they are having a unity meeting, a reconciliation meeting, that he, over his dead body, that he will never reconcile with anybody, that he will never unite with anybody, that every Biafra group is a criminal, that he is the only one that is whiter and whiter than snow, that he made a statement that shocked me a lot. He said that he will never be alive and see that reconciliation group start, and which they do everything possible to dismantle it. Which are coming back to it again. Let me come to ABC in Ghana. During ABC in Ghana, I was part of it. When we gather it, we work a lot on it. When Ebenezer Mbongo,
Akwanga,
who came from
Akwanga, sorry. I spoke with him today.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So when Ebenezer Akwanga came up, I spoke with him a lot of time, and the young man was crying, telling me that he thought that Cameroon, his people are most useless people on earth. But now he found out that we have some demons in our struggle. Because during this program, every group came up and accepted to be with this. It is only Little Biafra that rejected it, and that minute they accepted him at first, allowed him to speak. But when we almost bring people together, they pull out at the end of the day and accuse Akwanga as a APC man working for Buhari. Before and the for Iranga and the man rejected this man totally. Even when some IPOB members are not happy with it, they don't care. They drop these people. So now what we are going to do now, because I brought up this issue, I thought we will have to discuss it. What we have to do this time around is that we are going to call on every group for unity and reconciliation in order to gather ourselves, to fight one common enemy. Those enemies in our midst must be exposed this time, because any group, be it Mazob, be it Biafra Human Rights, be it IPOB, be it RBL, that rejected this upcoming reconciliation and unity meeting, will make themselves the open enemy of Biafra. They will make themselves clear enemy of Biafra struggle. Because anybody who is working for Biafra this time around must surely come for this reconciliation. There's nothing like supremacy in this, what we are doing. There's nothing like top leaders. I'm not, let me put it this way, let me make it clear. I'm not a Mazon member. I'm not a BIM member. But I'm working with Mazon and I'm working with BIM. Because I saw something in the leader called Biafra was wicked. I spoke with him all the time. I haven't seen him bragging. I haven't seen him making noise. And this is how a leader should be. So if we want to reconcile, I stand on this reconciliation. And any team, any group who refuse to reconcile with others, they are the real enemy of this struggle. They are the one playing game at our back. We have lost a lot of lives, so let us come together now. If call your leader, ask him what is your strategy. Why? Tell us why you will not reconcile with these people. Like as I told one of my friends in 2016, after that, I told him that if somebody should come to Udeze family to make a peace, to reconcile and unite Udeze family, and all the fathers in Udeze family accepted to go for the reconciliation, and my own father is the only one that rejected it, I will turn and call my father an evil man, face to face. Because if truly he's not an evil man, he will be in support of reconciliation and unity. But once he's not involved, I will be involved, and I will stop him, because I know he is the problem behind the family. So when we come now, we call on we fix a date. Thank God, again, you said that the Chief Referee was looking have accepted to release for us, or if we are afraid of it, if we are afraid, we can choose even Ghana again or choose anywhere. Let me say something. You see this, it is after this Ghana ABC that something, God revealed something to me. It was in the same Ghana they have Abri Accord. It was in the same Ghana we have this ABC for Biafra again. But not so, it may look just ordinary to people, but there is something behind it. I may even choose that again for this upcoming reconciliation meeting. Everybody have seen it clear now that all this we have people, army, it is not working. Like Shifegamba said when I was listening to him, answering Mega Biafra, Ikenna Biafra, Uchenna Biafra, he is in Biafra, attaching Biafra, it's not enough. It doesn't even make sense to me. Saying Biafra has come to stay, Biafra have restored Biafra when you are dying. I can't even see we are dying. Let's tell ourselves the truth. They are clean everywhere. You say Biafra has come. It is time for us to think deep. If you think I hate you, or if you think you hate me, come, let's dig it out and know who hates each other. If you think I'm against Biafra struggle, come out, let's know who is against Biafra struggle. This is the time we know who is with Biafra and who is against us. And I think I should stop here for now. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, for what you have said, and you have all the points, you have all the ideas. Honestly, we are here to learn from one another. We are here to understand ourselves. And when we gather all these ideas, we sort them out and pick the best. This is why we are here. Don't take the bad excuse himself because of some urgency he's attending outside, honestly. So right now, Mr. Tekene is trying to join us from Germany, but I'm not getting him clear right now. So,
moderator.
Yes, sir.
I want to add what the last speaker said.
Okay, sir.
Should I go?
Yeah.
I have the floor?
Yeah, go on, sir. You have the floor.
Thank you, fellow Biafrans, again. Given what the last speaker has said, see, it's impossible for us to have to have a unity or to have only one group. It's just like saying we have only one type of persons in Biafra. We can never have one group. For instance,
Sir, excuse me, sir. I never said that, sir. I never
Now,
said such
let's
a
call
thing.
let's call
You understand?
a meeting. Correct me now. You said let's call a meeting so that everybody will come well within that
We have a clearing ground, a clearing house.
a clearing ground. But what I'm telling you, it would never happen. It has never happened in any civil rights struggle.
Okay, sir. Let us get it clearly. Let us get it clearly. Yes, what did you say? Make it abundantly clear.
So let me clear.
Yes.
We have come on this meeting before. Our stand is be a massob. Continue in your non-violence. Other people who want to do inviolence, continue in their violence, whatever system you are using. But don't attack others, don't insult others, don't abuse others. That is what for unity. Like, let me put it in Igbo language that will be clear for everybody. Ni was not only had that for your crime. In King's Palace, there are mad people, there are crazy people, there are stupid people, there are foolish people, there are wise people, and also there is calm people. But still here, they are one. When you touch that mad person, you will see the lawyer among they will come with, they come against you.
Yeah.
When you touch that lawyer, you see that mad people, they come against you. When they need kidnapping, they get people who will come and kidnap you from that palace, the same palace. So that's where I'm going.
Okay.
But we have to be one.
Okay.
Defend ourselves. Excuse me again. Let me. Yes. Not when your fellow brother make mistake. You will be the one saying you want to expose him, attacking him.
Yeah.
Defend your brother from outside people and bring him in and caution him. That's what I mean. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. I quite understand what you're saying, but on the other way around, I agree that it's not possible to have only one group. I didn't say you said that anyway. We might have different groups, but having a common ground, kind of clearing house, where decisions that will be binding on every group should be taken. And that is it all. Remember before now, the Hamas and the Fatahs were at loggerheads, fighting differently and prolonging their own independence, or let me say statehood. But today, they have come together, even though operating differently, but they come together to agree on a common purpose. This is what we are saying. And this will be the essence of this particular conference we are going to hold, to make sure that we harmonize ourselves and take a decision that will be binding on everybody. Back to you, sir. Professor, sir, back to you.
Till I say, basically all that we need, given my experience of having taken part in the Black American civil rights struggle, what we need is defining our rules of engagement.
Yes.
Like he said, if BJ makes a mistake, a Kanu group should not capitalize on the mistake and spread it all over the news media.
Exactly.
And then Kalu's group, BJ should not go to the press to criticize Kalu's group. Whatever Kalu's group does, if BJ individual is asked to comment, he says, no, go and ask them. They are the best judge of their own intelligence, and they are grown-ups. Go and ask them. I can't stay here to judge them. So we have to define the rules of engagement, but not to be one group or to purport one strategy. We can never have the same strategy with Nnamdi. For instance, in 2014, why I backed up from Nnamdi Kanu's group, they were a militant group. They were talking about buying arms to fight Nigeria in March. And then I said, hey, I fought Nigeria. I fought as a 12-year-old boy. And until the war ended. So I'm not going to fight again. But I can fight with my brain. I don't have to fight carrying arms. So that was how I backed up. What is his name? Irania will remember that meeting. I backed up from their group. Because they were a militant group. Then all of a sudden, not too long ago, Kanu said that they are a peaceful group, that they are a civil rights group, that they are not militant. I said, oh, so you have seen what I was saying before. So what I am actually advocating is for us to come together and come up with a rules of engagement, of respecting the ideas and opinions of the other person and treating the person just as we would like to be treated. But we have a common enemy. That is one thing that brings all of us together. But way of reaching the common enemy is going to be different. And it's going to reflect our individual personalities. So for that reason, let us not waste our resources to bring everybody under one roof and everybody saying the same thing and singing the same chorus. It's not going to happen. So that is all I'm trying to add. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now let us go to Dr. Yeah.
Sorry, I came here. Sorry. So that is not possible to bring everybody under one group.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's saying the same thing. It's not possible to bring under one group.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look, let me give one example to clear more.
Please make it very, very brief because Dr. Achille will have to come and then we call it a day.
You can't take more than 1 month. There are some family you came in, they have serious internal problem, but we never notice it. They fight inside. When you knock at their door, everybody keeps silent. When you went out, they continue their war within them. Other people may not know what is going on in that family. There are some family who fight serious war. Once you come in here to say, hey, what, they will beat you up and they push you out and continue their war within their family. So that's the type of ground we are looking for, where you will say your mind in your family, stand on it. When you come out, you are one with the other people who is doing it the other way. Not like somebody say, he has collected bribe, this and that. So this is what I'm trying to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, before I call on Dr. Achike to make his closing remark, I don't know, remember, Slims, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, just 1 minute. Say your views. 1 minute, please. Then I go to Uchediji. 1 minute, please.
Okay, thank you, Oracle.
That is calling you from Lagos now for Dr. Achike. Ume Maslinus is joining us right away from Lagos. Go on, Ume Maslinus.
Okay, thank you. And I've listened to every contributor. And one thing I have to say is we shouldn't be afraid of where to go, whatever conference we want to go. We are free to hold any conference in Biafra land as it stands today. As it stands today, we are free to hold any conference in Biafra land. And if preferably, I think I had the same Chief Dr. Rafu Wazwika has said that we can use Ojukwu Memorial Library.
I said that. I was a person that passed information because I had a chat with him today.
So nobody should be afraid of anything. Nothing will happen to anybody that comes to any Biafra land to hold any conflict concerning Biafra. So we should have that at the back of our mind. There's no fear because we've almost gotten to where we are heading to. So that is just what I want to say. And I have to thank everyone who has made it possible, who has endeavored to be part of today's broadcast. The Almighty God continue to bless each and every one of us in the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen. Now, Uche Diji, are you there? Before I come to Dr. Achike finally. Uche Diji, Accra, Ghana, are you there with us still?
Yeah, I'm still here, my able brother.
Okay, make it brief, please. We are sorry, it's due to communication problem. That's why we gave our prominent people. Of course, everybody is prominent, but rarely to those who had better ideas than you and me. Go on, please, Uche Diji.
Okay, my able brother. On what we have been discussing, you know, that with belief, everything is possible. What is the problem is a mind, and if we are being deceived by what is not reality, it means that it will be too hard for we to proceed. You know, if we can get to the root of where we started and how things went wrong, that is the beginning of the wisdom. Because without you knowing the reason why, everybody is sparking and speaking.
Sorry, please, Uche Diji, please. We know where we started. Everybody is conversant with that particular history of our struggle. We know the narrative. Despite some claim to the contrary. But what we are saying is that if we keep on digging into the ugly past, some people will still try to justify themselves. But in a situation where we are preparing some medicine for the eye, let us not bring closer pepper. We are talking about reconciliation.
Do you know what? Do you know what?
Tell
this
me.
Reconciliation, this reconciliation, it was effective. That reconciliation moment or gathering, Biafra will decide to be holding a national meeting or a national conference.
That is what we are doing. That is what we are doing. This is where we are heading to exactly. This is where we are heading to.
It is good. It is good.
Yes.
Because I have experienced one conference that all the tribe in Igbo land in the Biafra land attended, where we made a very significant prayer. I can never forget. You know, Okigwe. I think that was around 2007 or 6. So if Biafra can come together, we can achieve great.
Yes.
This is what I have to contribute.
Thank you so much. Honestly, that is where we are heading.
Regarding the politics, our brother was saying before, I must confess that indeed, look at what is happening in Catalonia today, in Spain. If we can be able to capture our state, if we can be able to come out en masse and vote for whom we want, who can listen to us, we will not be killed. They will not come and tell us order from above and come and kill and burn our property to ashes. Those grazing bees or whatever will not be fined. While they are telling us that they want to go to all our way Mali border to build a refinery where nobody is living. When you get the oil all the way from my village, go to Mali to build a refinery, who will be working on that refinery? Why didn't give those bush or those forests?
Which please, this what you're talking about is the topic of our tomorrow discourse on vobi. Please, this refinery in at border where we Nigeria border Somali, as well as this Kaduna inland dry port. These two things will form the topic of our tomorrow discourse. So let us concentrate on this. Please finalize because we have one short of time. Please.
Okay, my able brother, you have said it all, and my brother have said it all. So it is very important for we to, if we are not yet an independent nation, what is around, I believe that it will be very good and it will be very, very it will be very, very, very a lot of engagement here now. Something that will benefited from. It will be very, very benefitable if we can be able to put somebody who can be able to represent us both in Abuja and also bring in investor in our even the Imo State.
Okay, so thank you so much, Uche Didi. Thank you so much, Uche Didi. You have said it all. I know we get to the better part of it. Now let me go finally to Dr. Achike to make his final comment and then closing remark until we gather tomorrow. Dr. Achike, please.
Well, I have a very short statement. It's like this. All these problems we are having because of different groups can easily be solved. The moment we have to form a governing body, and this governing body must be a representative of all Biafran struggle movements. Must have the representative in this governing body. Now, with this governing body, we will be able therefore to take the rule of engagement. It will solve the problems and reconcile everything. Okay? The same governing body we will use also to make further progress towards Biafra. But we need such a body. We must use such a. We have to have such a governing body that every Biafra organization, Massob or Dean or whatever, we will take a representative. to make this governing body. And this governing body itself, they may not have a body like president, they may have a council of elders in this governing body. Because this governing body, you see, things will be well organized. Every other group will depend on this. Because all the representatives are there. It will not mean that everything will start existing. No, it is not. It is just to coordinate. This governing body will coordinate all the bodies, all in the direction of achieving Biafra. This is all I have to say.
Thank you very much, Dr. Achike, for being with us this evening. Their presence in this did make this particular conversation a very lively one. Very many thousands of our people who have got this program and saying thank you. Equally to Professor Ejika, who has always been a guest to us and has always spoken very, very brilliantly. And our people indeed are trying to do by because it has to just like the everybody who is always there to us every time we call upon him, even as they call it. So we are indeed grateful to him. So HS and Japan, the member states in Lagos, the Uche very many of our Biafran whose names I cannot mention, their names are right now on the screen. We have thousands of our people listening to this particular broadcast. We say thank you so much for being our guests, our speakers, our hosts. We really appreciate your wonders. We really appreciate your kindness. We thank you that you have the Biafra spirit in you, and with this particular Biafra spirit unhindered, undisturbed, if we continue like this, in the nearest future, we are certain Biafra of our day shall be the Biafra prosperity. Thank you for being with us. From the satellite station, Voice of Biafra International, under the auspices of the bim-massob family, Ikenna Olivia Donna has been your partner. Thank you. Until meet again tomorrow same time, Biafra Nigeria, and the topic we discussed already mentioned. God bless you.
Good night, my brother.
Talk with you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody. I'm offline. We can discuss freely.